Hello everyone and welcome to this prenatal yoga class. So today I will be guiding you through a prenatal yoga flow that is safe for women in all 3 trimesters, but just make sure that you do have a medical approval before taking this class. So today I have 2 bolsters. Try to at least have 1 bolster or maybe a cushion. I have 2 blocks and we'll also be using the wall. So when you're ready, you can find a comfortable, easy seat. Maybe that means sitting up on a block or a bolster or leaning against the wall, finding a position that feels comfortable for you today, and then maybe inviting your eyes to close. Taking a few breaths here, letting the body relax, so trying to relax the forehead, relaxing the muscles of the face, making sure you're not clenching your jaw, rolling your shoulders down and back, pressing your heart more forwards, letting your arms be heavy, letting your hands rest down on your knees, letting your breath be natural, so without trying to change it or control it, just letting your inhale and exhale flow as they like. Letting your hips be heavy, legs, feet. And from here, we'll place the left hand onto your heart, your right hand onto your belly. Taking a moment here to feel the beating of your heart underneath your left hand. And feel this connection with your baby underneath your right hand. If you already have an intention or a positive affirmation that you're using today, you can repeat that in your mind 3 times. If you want to use the same one that I'll be using for class, you can repeat the saying, I am having a safe and healthy pregnancy, in your mind 3 times. I am having a safe and healthy pregnancy. And then bringing both hands down to the belly, feeling this connection with your baby here. Reminding your baby that they are safe and that they are loved. And then letting your hands come back down to your knees. Gently opening your eyes. So we'll start with a breathing exercise today where we will have the inhale and the exhale be the same length. So today we'll start with 3. So you can do this either by breathing through your nose or through your mouth, whichever feels more comfortable for you right now. Again, if you'd like, you can invite your eyes to close. And we'll start together. So taking an inhale for 3 seconds. So inhale, 1, 2, 3. Letting the belly fill up. And now exhale, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale slowly, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Continuing for a few rounds at your own pace. Inhaling for 3, and then exhaling for 3. One more round. And when you finish, we'll bring the palms into prayer heart center, gently bowing your head down. Repeating your positive affirmation or your intention for today. If you chose your own, you can repeat that. If you're using the same one as myself, you can repeat to yourself, I am having a safe and healthy pregnancy. And then thanking yourself for being here right now. And then you can gently open your eyes, letting your hands come back down to your knees. Okay, we'll start by interlacing the fingers, rounding your spine, and then pressing your hands away from you. On an inhale, reach both arms up towards the sky, letting your shoulders come down and back. And then taking a side bend towards the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, we'll let both hands come behind us, rolling the shoulders down and back and pressing the hands towards the ground. So broadening through the chest here. And then releasing the arms down. So you can grab your blocks, placing one block on either side of you. And then we'll start with a lateral stretch. So bringing the right hand down to the block to start, rooting down in the left hip. We'll inhale, reach the left arm up and over, taking a side body stretch. Inhale, coming through center, reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand to the block, right arm reaches up and over. Inhale, center, one more time each way. Right hand to the block, or maybe you want to lower down to the floor if you'd like. Bending the elbow towards the ground as we reach the left arm up and over. Inhale through center. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Inhale, coming through center, and then exhale, releasing the hands down. If you're sitting up on a block or a bolster, you can slide that out. Bringing the hands onto the knees, we'll start some circles with the chest. So pressing the chest towards the left knee, coming around towards the floor, towards the right knee, holding onto the knees for support as we come back. And then continuing these circles like this, starting towards the right. Maybe allowing your eyes to close if that feels okay for you. One more time in this direction. And then we'll switch, go the opposite way. Last one in this direction. And then coming back up to a neutral spine. You can open your eyes if they were closed, and we'll roll over into a tabletop position. So we'll bring our blocks to the top of the mat so that we have them for later. You can slide your bolster away, rolling over the knees, coming into our tabletop position. And starting by just letting the hips rock from side to side. So pressing both hips towards the right, and then both hips towards the left. Letting it feel good here. Both hips to the right, and both hips to the left. Then next time we come towards the right, we'll start circles with the hips. So we'll press the hips towards the right, towards the feet, And now towards the left. 2 more times to the right. Adding any other movements that your body's asking for. And after the 3rd time, we'll switch. We'll start towards the left. Press the hips towards the feet. And to the right. 2 more times at your own pace. And then meeting back in our tabletop when you finished 3 on each side. From here, we'll extend the right leg towards the right, like we were coming into a gate pose. So right leg is extended towards the right, and then we'll just start moving forwards and backwards. So right foot is on the ground here. Forward and backwards, just opening up through the hip here. Forwards and backwards. Making this movement as big or as small as your body is asking for. Coming back, now we'll walk the right foot towards the right hand. So bending into the right knee here. You always have your blocks here for support if you'd like to place the hands on blocks. And then we'll start to make circles with the hips. So right foot is on the outside of the mat, the knee is bent, and then we'll start to make circles here with the hips. And then switching, going the opposite direction with these circles. Again, making your circles as big or as small as feels good for you. Okay, bringing the hands back down to the mat if you are using your blocks. Bringing the right knee back down to a tabletop. Rock the hips right and left just to release the lower back. And then we'll switch sides. We'll extend the left leg towards the left. Left foot is on the ground, and we'll start just by rocking the hips forward and backwards. And then we'll start to walk the left foot up towards the left hand, bending into the knee. I'll grab my blocks since I did so on the other side. So the left foot is on the outside of the mat, the knee is bent, and then we'll start those circles again with the hips. Switching sides, going the opposite direction. And then I'll bring my hands back down to the mat because I was using my blocks. You can keep your hands there if they were already there. Left knee comes back down to the mat, tabletop. Rock the hips left and right to release the lower back. Okay, if you have your blocks at the top of the mat, we'll turn them to the highest setting. And then we'll press up and back so hands are on the mat to our first downward facing dog. So making sure to separate your feet as much as you need to here. Maybe lifting your heels nice and high, bending your knees as much as you need to, allowing space for the belly. And then pedaling the knees out. So pressing the left heel towards the ground, bending into the right knee, and then switching, bending into the left knee, pressing the right heel towards the ground. Going through a few rounds here, bending one knee at a time. And then we'll find our way back to our tabletop. We'll turn the toes out and the heels in, and we'll start to walk the hands to the back of the mat, like we're coming into a malasana squat, and then we'll rock from right to left. Opening up through the hips here. You can either have your hands at prayer, heart center, or have them on the ground for support. From here, we'll lift the hips up like in another squat pose, and then with a flat back, we'll come all the way to stand. Shaking out the legs, making our way to the top of the mat. So feet can be about hip-width distance, maybe a little bit wider. Bringing a slight bend to the knees, pressing the heart forward. Left hand to heart, right hand to belly. Taking a moment here to check in with yourself. Repeating your affirmation or your intention for today. I am having a safe and healthy pregnancy. Bringing both hands onto the belly. Reminding your baby that they are safe and that they are loved. And then releasing the arms down, gently opening the eyes if you had them closed. Placing the hands onto the hips and just starting to make circles with the hips here. So bend the knees as much as you need to, going in whichever direction you naturally started in. And then we'll switch, go the opposite way. All right, we'll find our way back to our Tadasana pose. So maybe a little bend in the knees, rolling the shoulders down and back. And we'll go through one round of modified sun salutations. So when you're ready, we'll inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands can come to the blocks if you'd like. Taking an inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees a lot. Bring both hands down to the mat, stepping the right leg back. Now we'll step the left leg back, downward facing dog. Rolling forward, dropping the knees, coming to our tabletop position. Untucking the toes, let the hips rock side to side. Coming back into our tabletop. When you're ready, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Shifting the gaze to look towards your hands, we'll step the right foot outside the right hand. Left foot steps outside of the left hand. Coming into our squat pose, hands come to the inner thighs, coming up with a flat back, and then turning the feet forward. Shaking it out, and then we'll switch sides. When you're ready, inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold forward, hands to the blocks if you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale, fold forward, bend the knees a lot. Hands come to the ground. This time we'll step back with the left leg first. Right leg back, downward facing dog. Remember, knees are bent, heels can be lifted, making your downward dog as comfortable as you can. Rolling forward into our tabletop, so dropping the knees, untuck the toes, let the hips rock side to side. Coming back to our tabletop. When you're ready, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Shifting the gaze to look towards the hands. Left foot steps outside the left hand. Right foot outside the right hand. Hands come to the inner thighs, squat pose, and then coming up to stand with a flat back. Turning the toes forward. Bringing a little bend to the knees. Palms into prayer in front of your chest, taking a moment to check in with yourself. Noticing how you're feeling right now. Releasing the hands down by your sides. We'll step the left leg back, coming into our goddess pose. So we want to have the toes turning out, the heels turning in. And when you're ready, we'll inhale here and then exhale, sinking down to our goddess pose. We'll keep the hands on the thighs here. Press your right shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale through center. Exhale, left shoulder down. Inhale through center. Now let's let the hips rock side to side. Pressing into your feet, we'll inhale, come all the way up to stand. Maybe shaking out the legs. Maybe you want to reposition your feet. Now we'll bring the hands onto the belly. We'll take our inhale here, and as you exhale, we'll sink down into our goddess pose. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink down. Last time, inhale. And exhale. Holding in our goddess. Bring your hands back to the thighs. Rocking side to side. And then pressing into the feet. Inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Stepping the left foot back to meet the right, maybe shaking out the legs. And from here, we'll come to the wall. So we're going to be doing a few poses using the wall. So you want to just make sure that you have somewhere that you can place your hands. So the first pose we're going to be doing is Warrior One with the wall. So we'll want to have the hips about as square as we can towards the wall, as square as feels comfortable towards the wall. Right foot is forward, my hips are square, and my left foot or my left leg is back. From here, I'll place both hands onto the wall, and then I'll check. I want to feel the stretch along the left leg. So I might need to back my right foot up a little bit. And here I can feel it. So I'm bending into my right leg. I'm pressing weight into the left foot, and I feel a nice stretch along the left leg. From here, we'll switch to a pyramid pose. So we'll just straighten the right leg. You might want to step the left foot in a little bit, and then folding forward. So there's plenty of space for the belly here. We can think about pressing the chest towards the ground. Now we feel a nice stretch in the right leg. When you're ready, slowly lift the head up, step the left foot to meet the right, and we'll switch sides. So now left leg stays forward, right leg will step back. We'll start with Warrior One. So having the hips square towards the wall, bending into the left knee, both hands can come onto the wall. Again, I can feel the nice stretch along the right leg. And then changing for our pyramid pose, straightening the left leg, maybe walking the right foot in a little bit, and then folding forward. Finding a position that feels comfortable for you, where you can feel the stretch in the left leg. On an inhale, lifting the head back up. And now we'll come to an L shape at the wall. So we want to have the feet about hip width distance, or however feels comfortable for you. Bring both hands onto the wall. Press the hips back. Think about pressing your chest towards the ground, and then let your hips rock from side to side. And when you're ready, we'll slowly start to walk the feet towards the wall, lifting the head up slowly. Don't do any movements too quick. And then we'll come back down to the mat. So grab some water if you'd like, and we'll meet in a seated position on the mat. You can grab, if you have a bolster or a rolled towel, you can grab that and one of your blocks. So we're going to take our bolster and block and place them on the inside of the right leg. We'll bend the left leg, so the left foot is coming towards the right inner thigh. Block and bolster are on the inside of the right leg. And from here, we'll come to a side body stretch. So we want to root down on the left side, and then the right elbow can come onto the block. Your head can rest in your right hand. For now, left hand can rest on the left leg. Trying to find a little bit more space in the left side body here. We want this pose to feel good, so maybe if you need to, you can add another block, or if it feels better for you, you can remove the block. And then with our left hand, you can either keep it resting on your left leg, or you can come over to the left hip near the lower back and give yourself a little massage here. Option to let the left hand come back down to the left knee, or reach the left arm up and over, bending at the elbow, letting the arm rest behind the head. Your choice. Taking the option that feels good for you right now. And when you're ready, bring the left hand back down to the left knee if it's not already there. And then we'll come up, switching sides. So opening the left leg towards the left, bringing our bolster and block, so the same setup that you did on the other side, ideally. Right foot will come towards the left inner thigh. And now I'll place my left elbow onto the block, resting the head in the hands, and we'll start with the right hand on the right knee for a few breaths here. Option to stay here or come to that little massage on the right hip towards the lower back. Option to bring the right hand back down to the right knee, or if you did so on the other side, you can reach the right arm up and over, bending at the elbow, letting the arm rest behind the head. When you're ready, we'll inhale. Imagine you're hugging your baby towards you to lift yourself back up to a comfortable, easy seat. We'll use all of our props now. So we will take one block and put it on the highest setting at the back of your mat. Then we'll take another block, our second block, and put it right in front of the block that's on the highest setting, and then we will place our bolster on top. So we are coming to reclined butterfly pose. So we want to make sure that the head is higher than the heart here. We'll bring the feet together, letting yourself recline onto the bolster, letting your head rest on the highest block. Finding a position that's comfortable for you here. If reclining is not comfortable for you, you can also stay seated. So in either the position, either reclined or seated butterfly, we'll come back to that breathing exercise that we started with. So we'll try to have our inhales and our exhales be the same length. So when you're ready, we'll get started. We'll inhale through the nose or through the mouth for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale slowly, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale slowly, 3, 2, 1. Continuing at your own pace, trying to have your inhales and your exhales be the same length. One more round. And then as you're ready, we'll press our way back up. So again, you can imagine hugging your baby in towards you to lift yourself up. And then we'll come to Shavasana on the left side. So you can use any of your props to help you find comfort here. I like to place the bolster between my legs and use one block as a pillow. So finding your way to your Shavasana on the left side. Using any bolsters, blankets, props to help you find comfort here. And then allowing your eyes to close. Letting your body be really heavy on the mat, letting the earth support you. Letting your breath return to normal. Letting your whole body surrender to final relaxation. belly, starting to wiggle your fingers and toes, deepening your breath, bringing awareness back to the body. When you're ready, we'll start to make our way up back to a comfortable, easy seat. So however is comfortable for you to get there, maybe pressing into the right hand to lift yourself up. Taking any props that you'd like so that you can sit comfortably for just a few more moments. Letting your hands come down to your knees. Inviting the eyes to close if that feels okay for you. And again, we'll place the left hand to the heart, right hand to the belly. Taking a moment to connect with ourselves. Checking in with ourselves, noticing how are you feeling right now. Bringing both hands down to the belly, reminding your baby that they are safe and that they are loved. And then bringing your palms to prayer heart center, gently bowing your head down. Taking a moment to thank yourself for being here right now, for taking the time to practice prenatal yoga. Repeating your affirmation or your intention for today. If you are doing the same one as me, it was, I am having a safe and healthy pregnancy. So just repeating that in your mind 3 more times. And then bringing to mind one thing you are grateful for right now. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you. I hope that you have enjoyed this class.